Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Thursday, June the 1st. God almighty. The 1st of June. It's hard to believe. But, yeah, I've got my full shade over my bistro table. I come out here and sit this time of year and just hang out, ponder life. Usually got a remote in my hand. And Danny, what dust bowl hole did you dig out into? You're not even your color anymore. You're just dirt brown, goofy mutt. Well, welcome to the day, Danny. Again, you have to wonder sometimes how people make it through a day.
I know. Common sense.
How do you survive a single day? Massive
Amazing.
Parking lot. And that's, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Not even straight in.
It's like they dove in.
Yeah.
Well, Mom?
Yes, I have.
Looks like it may be nicer today, I think.
I think it's supposed to be a little bit.
Yeah. But I like the temperatures. It's, what, 57 here?
Yeah. A lot warmer than at home.
Yeah. Crazy. But anyway, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's get in there and bust out the day. Got to finish up that BMW and move on to whatever's next.
Alrighty.
All right. You have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
Well, love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. So we've been home for probably about an hour or better. Maybe not so cool. We stopped at Tractor Supply and got a bunch of stuff there. So probably a little over an hour. But anyway, so I do my normal thing. I grab all the cameras and upload stuff, and the GoPro from a wonderful, wonderful ride on that 2018 GS Rally. The low chassis, you've got the low seat on it. Thing's so fun to ride. There's just something about those low chassis. I don't think I'm as an adventure bike. I think I'm as some hooligan thing. And you can tour on them, everything else. It's just a wonderful thing. You know, GSA, I like the regular chassis on those, but the GS, there's just something super fun and playful about those things. Anyway, fantastic ride. So, gathering everything up, pulling the cards and uploading them to my MacBook Pro, and there's nothing on the card. Well, I got done late, so I'm scrambling, trying to get, which I didn't finish up the paperwork on it, but trying to get everything done. Grabbed the camera off of the charger, because Kelly, she wanted to get out right on time because she wanted to hit Tractor Supply, and grabbed the camera, formatted the card. And I tried doing a recovery thing to pull, and it was just scrambled junk. It's just nothing there. I've had that with the GoPros. They do some kind of a crazy, if you use the GoPro to format them, it does some deep crazy. You got little bits and pieces of scattered junk, and the resolution's off, and I shoot them GoPros at the highest rate. So they're pretty heavy files. It's hard to recover something like that. So that was the majority of my day, was that ride. I knew I was going to ride it, so I didn't fiddle around BSing about BS, Took it for a ride. But anyway, footage is gone. I don't have it. I can't get it back. Took I told you guys yesterday, the water poured out. So the next step is to pull the bevel gear, roll it back, and inspect the shaft, make sure it's not stuck on the front and not stuck on the back at the bevel gear, which is the key point. Man, it barely even, it looked like it was about ready to start rusting, on the external. But yeah, there was nothing there. The grease was greasy, but it just started to deteriorate. You could tell it was being bathed in water. So I cleaned that up and re-greased the splines, both on the universal joint and the input shaft to the bevel gear. And the one up top, the transmission, perfectly fine. Still had all its grease on it. So, yeah, real lucky on that all the way around. And it passed the test with flying colors. you know, so thankfully, no harm, no foul. It was literally clear water that came out of there. So it wasn't water from riding in the rain, or we know where it came from. So I'm sure he'll probably come pick that up tomorrow, I would imagine. And anyway, we'll have a little talk. It's no big deal. It's just certain things you got to be very, very careful of. Good Lord. I thought a wild dog was coming out of that grass, you crazy mutt, Abby. They got trails if you can see them out there. But I'm out here playing around with Kelly's, trying to unwind from being mad about losing all the footage. I don't know how far I can go. There's one of their trails right there. Probably get stuck and I have to climb across this fence. Can you guys even see it out there? Yeah, it's getting a little deep. I think I went from the stock 14 tooth to the 12 tooth. I took a two tooth jump. Yeah, it just is way too low geared. And then the difference between low gear and high gear, like you say, is only 20%. So kind of 20% of nothing equals nothing. This one's completely stock, other than relocating the shocks so it rides 10 millimeters lower, and the different pinion gear. It's completely stock. So here's wide open first gear. It's just a little 2-cell Spectrum battery that's in there. That's wide open. Okay, let's get her into push my little button here. Okay. So this is now high gear. It's a noticeable difference, but barely. Like I say, 20% of nothing is nothing. You literally drive it in high gear all the time. But, here we are walking speed. It's clearly faster in walking speed, and that's key. You want it to be able to go fine at walking speed. Walking speed. I didn't hear a shift. Oh yeah. Okay, here's low gear. That's wide open. I can walk that fast. Oh, it's going a little bit faster than me. But it does make the crawling a lot better. This thing, I'm really surprised it hasn't been bad at all. I literally just, if nothing else for comparison, Kelly don't care. The thing does fine for her, so she's not worried about it. Her red cats, they pretty much needed that Fusion motor. I put the Fusion SE in her Gen 7 and the Fusion Pro in her Gen 8, and she loves those. She was fine with the Gen 7 until I let her drive the TRX4 Sport, and she goes, no. And she didn't want to give the remote up. So I bought her, that was my first Fusion SE that I got her for the Gen 7, and she started driving that, and she goes, yeah, it's a huge difference. But see, that's the best. But you just use the brake. You can do it in reverse as well. Stuck on something. So, you let go of the throttle, it just rolls. But it's very drivable. And she's just kind of figuring all this stuff out. She just likes to go slow putting, walking around. Just like she's exploring a little bit, which is the whole key. If you're riding along, look at that hole. I filled that thing in last week. And then drove the lawnmower over it this week, or this past Monday. Or was that Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday I did that. See, that's those Falcon Trail, what do they call them? Oh, Wild Peak, that's right. And see, those things, I'll try to go as slow as I can, see if I can make it slip. Barely. Those Interco things that's on that Gen 9, the tires look very aggressive, like they would be phenomenal, but they're not good. But he do make a really cool, realistic tire squalling sound. So if they were after that, yeah, major bonus. The weird thing is to get off the throttle and on the brake when you're going downhill and not go too far, because if you go too far, it goes backwards. So you just fall right into the brake. This is the way all the cars were, all those RC cars, but none of those things were really rock crawling. That Jeep, Tamiya Jeep, I kind of basically did what was rock crawling, but it was, you know, it was 4-wheel drive, but no diff locks. So you had to deal with that all the time, but I had fun. I was doing rock crawling before it was even a thing. I was just something I'd find a little spot and just goof around. So when Ryan, good Lord, that's probably been, God, I don't know, 7 or 8, maybe even longer ago. I forget what the name of the brand was, but it was this weird, it was cool, but it was a rock crawler. And he's going, Pops, he goes, you ever heard of rock crawling with these trucks? So he left that thing. He was going out on a date or whatever it was at the time. And he goes, here, play with this thing. So I played around. I built a little course, and he was building. That's how I got the idea to build courses out, you know, couch cushions and find everything you can, you know, ramps and whatever. And man, I played with that thing forever. And whatever reason, it didn't stick. And I didn't have any interest, or I lost interest in getting one for myself and playing with it. But man, when I got that TRX4 Sport for Christmas, oh man, I see, you know, I just couldn't understand what the addiction was, because I was always into the buggies and racing on the tracks, which is like a motocross track basically. And going those indoor tracks, and man, that was so much fun. I just couldn't imagine, why would you want to drive one of these slow? Until you do it. It's like I keep saying, it's literally therapeutic. And it's cool how many of you guys have jumped and got your own cars and stuff. I love hearing it, and I appreciate you guys, you know, emailing and leaving the comments and stuff. Because like most of them say, the people that kind of aren't into it just haven't tried it. It's as simple as that. You haven't tried it. You can't know what you're missing until you try it. But be forewarned, it's addicting. It's immense fun. There's some really cool, amazing videos. And you might think it's kids. It's majority of them are not kids. It's people like you and I. And yeah, like I tell you, you know, guys I'm around, motorcycle people, you know, not, you know, I just come across, bought my first motorcycle yesterday, always wanted to try it. That's not a motorcycle person yet. That's just someone that rides a motorcycle. People that are in the motorcycles, you're really into motorcycles. You're already into the RC cars. Most of the people, I would say nowadays, like never, ever before, are mostly posers. You know a real motorcycle guy right away. Because he's already got his stuff figured out. You know, he's not wearing, you know, $5,000 worth of some crazy riding gear. That's a guy that he, you know, watches videos and, you know, hangs around the forums and stuff, comes up with these crazy ideas of how to mess up their motorcycle. And they just go for show. They'll go on a trip or something once a year, that kind of a thing, you know, or not at all. But you know what I mean. If you're really into motorcycles, you know what I mean. And if you are, you're already into this. You already know. But I'm telling you, try it. There's those little 124 scale things. Most hobby shops have a course. You can build it literally on a large table. Those cars are so small. You can go in there and you can play with them. It's like a demo days. They don't let you go ripping around on these things because if you don't know, you can go fast and break something. You know, them little ones, I think they're indestructible, but you get the idea and you get the gist of what's going on, how fun it is. But anyway, I think on that, I'm going to piddle out here for a little bit. Grandmama will do a goodbye. I deeply apologize for literally deleting all the files of that ride. That was a fun, spirited ride. One of those good ones you feel good about. Literally, I was thinking on the way home, I can't wait to build this video. This is going to be fun. Yep, there's nothing. Can't do the ride again. Even if I did, you wouldn't have the same. You know, you're just in a really good mood, you know. Excuse me. God, anyway, maybe I'll use the thumbnail I took of the GS just so you can see how beautiful that thing is. I've probably at least a half a dozen times I've ridden and videoed that thing, but anyway, sorry I missed all that. Thanks for listening about the RC cars. Get one, try one. You won't put the remote down. You'll be buying extra batteries so you don't have to stop, which this battery's halfway down. It's just a little 2-cell Spectrum, the company that makes all this stuff. That's why it's got that smart technology, so it shows you on the controller. You can turn those lights down. I haven't done it yet. They're kind of bright, especially if it's dark out. But anyway, thanks, and I'm sorry for the lost footage. Well, hello there, YouTube. Oh, good Lord, I still got all my helmet here. I forgot to grab a hat. I just out here playing. Mama was driving the thing around. She's even going up and down the ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't fall.
She didn't fall. them stock tires on that thing are amazingly well.
Yeah, they grip really good.
Yeah, they don't slip at all on that ramp. It's crazy, that Gen 9, I think. But that was fun though. Had me giggling like a silly schoolboy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you do a burnout trying to get up it, they'd squall against the wood. And it gets the tire. I don't know why it's so funny to me. I don't know.
Silly.
Simple things. But anyway, kind of a bummer I lost all the footage.
Yeah.
Kelly was in there and I'm freaking out. What? I lost all the footage. I accidentally formatted the camera at work. I was in a rush to put everything away.
Yep.
Gather everything up and get ready to roll.
Things happen.
Yep. Yeah, those things happen every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
God, I haven't done something like that in so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. I better knock on wood because things come in threes. Who knows what's next?
Yep.
Mic's not on. But I've come up with a test for testing that thing every time now to make sure it's working. And don't mess with anything. Go for the ride. And that's it, you know.
Yeah.
Don't fiddle with nothing.
Yeah, no fiddling.
Yeah. I haven't lost audio in quite a while.
Now I gotta knock on wood for that, too.
Yeah, I'm setting myself up. I'm guaranteeing you. But anyway, I think on that, we're going to bounce.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday.
And between now and when I release this thing tomorrow, if I can figure out a way to record my mind, I'll take you for that GS ride.
Yeah,
otherwise it's gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, I appreciate you watching.
Yes.
Bye now.